Tonight's story takes place on a forgotten stretch of highway in rural West Virginia, a place locals refuse to drive after dark. They call it Deadman's Crossing. And if you listen closely, you can still hear the woman who died there almost 40 years ago. But here's the part most people don't know. The thing that screams on that bridge isn't her. In December 2019, a long-haul truck driver named Michael Carter took a shortcut to save time. He didn't realize his GPS was leading him straight to a collapsed steel bridge, or that someone or something was standing in the middle of the road, waiting for him. What happened next shattered his truck and nearly split his mind in two. This is the true, terrifying story of the Screaming Bridge of West Virginia, and the night something crawled out of the river to claim another victim. Michael Carter had been driving trucks for nearly 25 years. Calm, silent, focused. But on December 18, 2019, at 2:43 a.m., something felt different as he entered Riverview County. His CB radio crackled with static, a kind that felt too rhythmic, almost like breathing. He turned it off. Snow fell thick across the cracked asphalt as his headlights cut through the darkness. The GPS rerouted him unexpectedly. Take Cold Creek Road, ETA 17 minutes faster. Cold Creek Road was notoriously empty, narrow, forest on both sides, and at the end of that road, the abandoned metal bridge. Michael didn't know the stories. He only knew he was exhausted, and this shortcut was tempting. He took it. As his truck rolled closer, visibility dropped. Fog rose from the river like steam from boiling water. Then, suddenly, a woman stood in the middle of the road. White dress, bare feet, soaking wet. Head hung low, like her neck was too weak to hold it. Michael slammed the brakes, tires screaming. When the truck stopped, the woman stood motionless, the fog curling around her ankles like fingers. He honked. She didn't flinch. He lowered his window just an inch. "Ma'am, are you hurt?" The woman slowly lifted her head, and Michael froze. Not because she looked scary, but because her face was gone. No features, no eyes, no mouth, just a smooth, pale void where a face should be. The air filled with a low, shaking sound. At first, he thought it was the wind. It wasn't. It was breathing, coming from her. Michael shut the window and locked the door instantly. But the woman took a step forward. Then another. Then she tilted her head backward, unnaturally far, like her spine cracked. And from the empty space where a mouth should be, came a scream so violent, so sharp, so powerful, it shattered the passenger side mirror. The scream didn't just echo. It vibrated inside his skull, like something alive. Panicking, Michael hit the gas. The truck lurched forward, but the woman didn't move. She simply slid out of view as the fog swallowed her again. Michael didn't look back. He drove until he reached the broken steel remains of the bridge, the famous collapse site. Steel beams twisted like bones. The road ended abruptly where the bridge once stood. His GPS claimed the road continued, but in reality, it dropped 40 feet into freezing water. Then, his radio turned itself on, and a woman's voice whispered, "You heard me, didn't you?"
Suddenly, headlights appeared in his rear view. A sheriff's cruiser. Out stepped Sheriff Gonnelly, a grizzled man who knew these roads too well. "You all right, son?" he asked. Michael tried to explain. The woman, the scream, the shattered mirror. The sheriff exhaled slowly, not surprised. "People call her the screamer of Deadman's Crossing. She's been seen for years." He pointed to the broken bridge. 1994, car accident. Young woman named Anna McCrae. Witnesses say she screamed for help for nearly 30 minutes. Michael swallowed hard. "And no one came?" The sheriff clenched his jaw. It was hunting season. Gunshots everywhere. No one heard her until it was too late. Michael felt the air grow colder. "But what you saw tonight," the sheriff added, "that wasn't her." Michael stared at him. "What do you mean?" The sheriff lowered his voice. "Anna died on the bridge, but something else came out of that water afterward." The river beneath the collapsed bridge had always been unnaturally deep. Divers refused to go down after reports of pulling, like unseen hands grasping at their ankles. The sheriff continued, "We think whatever's down there mimics her scream." Michael asked, "Why?" "Because that scream makes people stop, makes them get out of their cars, makes them walk to the edge." Michael's breath froze. "How many have fallen?" The sheriff didn't answer. Instead, from the tree line behind them came that sound again. Not one scream, but many. Dozens of overlapping voices, male, female, child, old, all screaming in unison. Their screams twisted together until it no longer sounded human. The sheriff drew his gun. "Get back in your truck, now!" Michael climbed into the cab. The forest went silent. Then, the woman appeared again. But this time, she wasn't alone. 5, 6, 7 faceless figures walked slowly toward the truck. Each one in a different shape, different clothes, different age, all dripping water, all head tilted, all screaming silently. Michael floored the accelerator. The truck roared back onto the road, tires spinning across ice. But the figures didn't chase. They simply stood at the edge of the collapsed bridge and watched. As he fled, Michael glanced at the rear view one last time and saw the sheriff's cruiser. Door open, engine running, lights flashing. But the sheriff himself was gone. Only his hat floated in the shallow water.
Michael reported the incident. State police investigated. They found no bodies, no footprints, no signs of the sheriff. But they found Michael's shattered mirror on the road, and the metal looked as if it had melted from sound waves. He never drove at night again, and a month later, Cold Creek Road was officially closed. Locals say the screams haven't stopped. They're just waiting. If you ever drive through rural West Virginia and your GPS tries to take a shortcut through Cold Creek Road, ignore it. And if you ever hear a woman screaming for help in the middle of the night, don't stop. Don't slow down. Don't even look. Because whatever is screaming doesn't want to be saved. It wants you.
Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you never miss an update.